the Denver Broncos have hired their new head coaches. They have opted to hire former Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator now, Nathaniel Hackett, to be their next head coach. I think this is a really good hire for them. I think, bringing that kind of offense to a team that's kind of struggled with offense over the past few years is really good for this team. I think their defense is really strong. I think Nathaniel Hackett, as long as he brings a good defensive coordinator, with him, I think that Denver Broncos has a lot of talent and they'll be able to run well. The thing they have to really work on is their offense. And one thing that could, be a huge change for them next year, if it happens, of course, if is a big thing, we have to wait and see what happens, is if Aaron Rodgers decides to go to the Denver Broncos. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with the Green Bay Packers. Apparently, he's feeling much better there from what he said. His relationship with the front office has improved tremendously. So, obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But with Nathaniel Hackett going there and the Denver Broncos being, one of the teams that apparently Aaron Rodgers was very interested in last year, when the rumors were starting to swirl around about him leaving, it definitely makes the situation a little bit more intriguing to look at from the outside. Obviously, we don't know anything happening on the inside, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But Aaron Rodgers to Denver Broncos, I kind of thought maybe it was dead. They're having a new coach come in there. That sometimes that always affects things. I didn't know if he wanted to play for Vic Fangio specifically. I couldn't imagine that was the case. But here we are, a familiar face is now the head coach with the Denver Broncos. They'll probably be running a similar offensive system since, Nathaniel Hackett is an offensive coordinator himself. So I can only see, perfect fits happening right there. And in this video, I want to just, quickly discuss if Aaron Rodgers does decide to go there, what's going to look like for him and what's going to look like for the Broncos. I mean, the Broncos, yes, they have a ton of talent on defense. They have a ton of young talent on offense, and they definitely have to fix that offensive line for Aaron Rodgers to go there. I think similar to what Tampa Bay had to do when Tom Brady got there, right? You gotta when you're going with a quarterback like that, you want to build to win right now. So they're gonna have to probably spend some money, fix some things up. But overall, they do have a talented team. But one of the hardest things the Denver Broncos have that makes their seasons, their schedule much harder is the fact that they just play in the AFC West. I think the AFC conference in general is just much tougher than the NFC conference right now. And that flip-flops every few years, but there's a ton of quarterback talent, a ton of team talent in general in the AFC. And the NFC, I think, they have a ton of talent at the top, and then there's a big drop-off where I feel like the AFC probably has 6 to 7 teams that are competing and could win any game. I mean, look at the AFC championship this week. So of course you have the Chiefs, who are not the 1 seed this year; they were the 2 seed. But then you also have the Cincinnati Bengals, who were the 4 seed. Right? There's just a ton of competition. Anybody could basically win any given week, and that's football in general. However, not only would he have to play in a much tougher conference, but his division specifically is extremely tough. Right? Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders. That is 4. If you put Aaron Rodgers, that is 4 really good teams in the same division. That means they're going to have to play each other twice. Home field advantage is going to have to come in, right? I mean, all those teams, besides the Chargers, I guess, have really good, home field advantage. Arrowhead Stadium, Mile High Stadium, the Vegas Raiders, their new, stadium apparently gets extremely loud. And the Chargers, they just have a really nice stadium, to be honest. They're kind of struggling in the fan department, but that's tough. But just look at the quarterback talent, right? Derek Carr had a great year despite all the adversity. You could say anything you want about him. He had a really, really strong year. Definitely, has proved to be, at least a top 15 quarterback. I don't think anyone can argue that. I would even push it further, but I don't think anyone can argue that he's a top 15 quarterback in the league right now, right? Then you have Patrick Mahomes, right? People calling him the next Tom Brady, the future GOAT. And then there's Justin Herbert with the Chargers, and he's, just finished his second season, and, he's breaking, every record possible, it seems, with whether it's the Chargers or youngest quarterback to do this, youngest quarterback to do that. He seems like he's just breaking everything. The Chargers have a talented team as well. Just really, really, that would be 4 really good teams going at it in a division. That would be, just as competitive as the NFC West, right? Those West divisions in both conferences are really tough, right? So that might deter Aaron Rodgers a little bit. But I feel like when you're in the NFL, right, you think you're the best, right? You don't think anyone's better than you. So I don't know if he'd really be that afraid of it, but it's definitely something to take in consideration. Would he be, willing to leave the NFC North, that doesn't have a ton of competition, right? You got the Bears with Justin Fields. They're looking for, I think they just hired their head coach. You look at the Vikings. They just fired their head coach and GM. Then you got the Lions, and the Lions are the Lions, right? They seem to be on the right track as well, but yeah, they're still, years away from competing against, that talented Green Bay team. So I think it's going to take a lot to deter Aaron Rodgers away from Green Bay, to be honest. I don't know if we're going to see him move. I know there's been a lot of rumors. I think this is like my third video about him already. But it seems like everything that's happening, it just seems like there's so many opportunities for Aaron Rodgers to leave, whether it be, if Tampa Bay or Tom Brady decides to retire, Tampa Bay becomes an option. Now you got the Broncos, you have the 49ers that could be potential. There's just so many stories with Aaron Rodgers, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more videos during the offseason. Let me know if you guys think this changes anything. Let me know what you guys think of the Denver Broncos' new coaching hire, Nathaniel Hackett. I think it's a really good pick for them. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel so much, guys. Enjoy your day.